Okay, so right here we have a partial fractions decomposition problem. So here's our starting problem right here on the left. And in this case, we're going to break the denominator into three different factors, which we're going to make a sum of. So the first factor is going to be linear. So it's going to be a over 6x, 6x being our first factor on the bottom. The second factor on the bottom is x plus 1, which is also linear, so it's going to be b plus b over x plus 1. And the third factor you have on bottom here is quadratic. It's x squared plus 1. So that's going to be cx plus d over x squared plus 1. So next you're going to take the bottom here and multiply it by everything over on the right. And that's going to give you 3x squared plus 2x plus 3 equals a times x plus 1 times x squared plus 1, the 6x's cancel out, plus b times 6x times x squared plus 1, the x plus 1 cancels out, and then plus cx plus d times 6x times x plus 1, the x squared plus 1 cancels out there. And so first, we're going to let x equals negative 1 in order to try to cancel out some factors. If you see right here where you have the x plus 1s, it's going to cancel those factors out to 0. So we're just going to substitute that in for x, and you're going to get 3 times negative 1 squared plus 2 times negative 1 plus 3 equals a times negative 1 plus 1 times negative 1 squared plus 1 plus b times 6 times negative 1 times negative 1 squared plus 1 plus c times negative 1 plus d times 6 times negative 1 times negative 1 plus 1. So that simplifies out to 3 minus 2 plus 3 equals a times 0 times 2. So this first term is going to cancel out, plus b times negative 6 times 2 plus negative c plus d times negative 6 times 0. So this last term is going to cancel out. And 3 minus 2 plus 3 is 4. So that's going to give you 4 equals b times negative 6 times 2. So 4 equals negative 12b. Divide both sides by negative 12. B is going to be negative 1/3. All right, so now we got to try to find out what A, C, and D are. So we're going to choose another easy number. We're going to let x equal 0. So put in 0 for all the x's. You get 3 times 0 squared plus 2 times 0 plus 3 equals A times 0 plus 1 times 0 squared plus 1 plus B times 6 times 0 times 0 squared plus 1 plus c times 0 plus d times 6 times 0 times 0 plus 1. So that's going to give you 3, because that's your only number left over on the left, equals a times 1 plus b times 0 times 1. So that second term is going to cancel out, plus d times 0 times 1. So that third term is going to cancel out. And so 3 equals a. So you know that a is going to be 3. So now we need c and d. So we're going to try letting x equal 1. So I put it into our problem once again here. You have 3 times 1 squared plus 2 times 1 plus 3 equals a times 1 plus 1 times 1 squared plus 1 plus b times 6 times 1 times 1 squared plus 1 plus c plus d times 6 times 1 times 1 plus 1. And so that simplifies out. You have 3 times 1 squared is 3 plus 2 plus 3 equals 2a times 2 plus b times 6 times 2 plus c plus d times 6 times 2. And so 3 plus 2 plus 3 is 8 equals, and we're going to, at this point, we're going to put in our a, which is 3. So you have 2 times 3 times 2 plus, we know b as well, negative 1/3 times 12. 6 times 2 is 12. Plus 6 times 2 again is 12, c plus d. And so just simplifying again, 8 equals 12 minus 4 plus 12c plus 12d. So 8 equals 8 plus 12c plus 12d. 12c therefore equals negative 12d, and c equals negative d if you divide both sides by 12. So right now what we know is this is our original equation, and we know that a is 3, b is negative 1/3, and c equals negative d. So we're going to try one more number. We're going to try letting x be 2. And so we're going to put that right into the equation here. 3 times 2 squared plus 2 times 2 plus 3 equals 3 times 2 plus 1 times 2 squared plus 1 plus a negative 1/3 times 6 times 2 times 2 squared plus 1 plus 2c plus d times 6 times 2 times 2 plus 1. Again, that's just putting 2 in for x. And then we also replaced our a's with 3's right here, and then our b with the negative 1/3 right here. So we're going to continue to simplify that, and you're going to get 12 plus 7 equals 9 times 5 minus 4 times 5 plus 2c plus d times 36. 12 times 3 here is 36, and I multiplied out these two factors. So now you have 19 equals 45. 9 times 5 is 45 minus 20, 4 times 5, and then plus 72c, distributing the 36 here, plus 36d. So 19 equals 25. 45 minus 20 is 25, plus 72c plus 36d. Subtract the 25 from both sides. You're going to get negative 6 equals 72c plus 36d. Now you can divide both sides by 6. Everything here can be taken down by that factor. So you're going to get negative 1 equals 12c plus 6d. 72 divided by 6 is 12. 36 divided by 6 is 6. So negative 1. Okay, so now we're going to substitute our c for negative d. We know c equals negative d right here. And so you have negative 1 equals 12 times negative d plus 6d. So negative 1 equals negative 12d plus 6d. And negative 1 therefore equals negative 6d. So if you divide both sides by negative 6, you get d equals 1/6. And since we know c equals negative d, c must equal negative 1/6. And so this is our original partial fraction decomposition, and we're just going to input what we know for a, b, c, and d. That's going to give us 3, which is a over 6x, plus negative 1/3, which is b over x plus 1, and then negative 1/6 for d, and 1/6 or negative 1/6 for c rather, and 1/6 for d. So you have negative 1/6 x plus 1/6 over x squared plus 1. Now we don't want to leave all those fractions in the numerator, so we're just going to simplify that, and we're going to simplify this here because they have a least common denominator of 3. And that's going to give you 1 over 2x minus, because of the minus symbol up here, minus 1 over 3x plus 3, just moving the denominator of that to the denominator of the whole thing. And then plus, I'm taking out a negative 1 or a 1/6 here and putting the 6 in the bottom, negative x plus 1 over 6 times x squared plus 1. And that's going to be your final answer. Thank you for watching.